encoder. So next week will be lab number 8 that will be cover about the linkings already, the linking back to the front end. So the board over here that I wrote on the board actually is cover about today's our random data type. Random data type also a special data type that we have it in our solid language. So I demo for you how to using the random data type. Before I link it back to your assignment, let's just look at the element. So this exercise, this lab number 7, we have 3 things that we need to focus. First things will be the enum data type. Second things is how we are using the time unit. Okay? So like you wanted to store your, let me off the light first. We wanted to store this, we wanted to store our durian from what time, what date that we have to deliver or when we receive the durian, okay, talking about time. So we are using this called unit important, okay, at the back end. So then for the internal function actually already covered. Actually this one I wanted to pick it up already, okay. Actually previous slide already, previous lab exercise already covered. So the things that we need to cover by this week is another one called function modifier. So function modifier will be the one that control who can access to the function. Okay? So instead of writing the if-else statements in there, they're using a function modifier. Now we're looking at the enum data type from here. So enum data type, or we call as an enumerator data type, okay, the full name of enum. So allow for the user to define the data type that limits set of meaningful value. So it means that you're using the enum, okay? You're using this data type enum, you define the limited set of meaningful value that you can have in your contract. That is the value that you have only. You cannot more than that. The constraint for the certain value can be appear in your Solidity language. Okay? Usually it's used to internal use. Internal is that your back end. So the purpose of defining the state or defining the phase of the smart contract. Okay? So the phase or the start of the smart contract. So you're using the enum, then you define your own data type. User define data type name, and then you indicate the value. So you have a curly bracket, then you're using the comma to indicate that what is the value that you have. Okay, now looking at this example, enum emulated data type enums over here. So before I'm talking about your durance, your assignment durance over there, you're looking at this part here. It's for a routing process, the routing process. So as you understand the entire routing process, that is only have the phase, got different phase. First phase is your initial stage in that. Okay, started your routing process is started, so that is the initial stage. So when on certain time you wanted your smart contract to be turned into the registration stage. So during if the stage is the registration stage, only then certain function can be called. Okay? So that is your contract, your contract is keeping track. What is the current stage? So the current stage is, let's say, is a register. After register finish already, let's say you're given a 1 day. Okay, actually in Malaysia we give more than 1 day to do registration. Now let's say registration for the candidate. Okay, maybe it's a 1 day. Okay, register from morning until 5. Who wanted to participate to become a candidate in a routing? So you will give 1 day, for example, you have the duration. So after 1 day, after a 1 day, you should turn your stage to become a routing stage already. Means that started when you can start to do routing. Okay? So that is a condition for that one starting stage. So after your routing, maybe you give 2 days to do routing. 2 days to do a routing or 1 day to do a routing. So you have a starting time and also the ending time. So after over the ending time already, you can turn the routing stage to become a done stage. So during the done stage, you can go and count the result of the routing. Okay? So this is internal. Keep tracking. The main thing is you keep track your contract. What are the stage? What is the current process? Okay, the process that you can be performed. Okay, so because certain function is only can be executed at a certain process. Okay, so this is an example telling you the logic. Based on this particular business logic or policy over here, that is the stage or phase in each of the process. So your contract, because we need to make our contract to be automatically. Am I right? We don't want our persons to have a person to, now we change the registration stage to become a routing stage. You no need to ask the admin, okay, to update the stage of your contract. Your contract itself should be automatically updated. So how to be automatically updated the stage of your contract is you are the ones who set, you are the one who define what are the stages that we have in a contract. So you need to go back to apply back to your business logic, whether your process involve, your business logic involve any stages or not. Okay? So that is the part that's over here. Now, this is the exercise. Actually, I've given the answer on the next slide. I don't ask you to go and type. But main thing is, I want you to understand how to use it. So now, over here, I'm saying that I want you to create a contract called My Contract Item. So over here, I want you to create a stage. I want you to define your own data type. Okay? You create an enumerator user defined data type called stage, and you have a 3-stage value. You mentioned that I want to have a call waiting. The process is in a waiting, process is ready, and also active. And I make it as a public state variable called stage. So after this, is that you keep trying to update the current stage of the smart contract. So when I go and create, because you must know when you started your stage, okay, the stages, okay, when you need to indicate when your stage can be started. So that's why under this particular second sentences over here, the third sentences over here, I said that create a constructor function as a public modifier to set the default stage as a waiting. So under the constructor over there, you already define your stages is at the waiting stage. Okay? So then you have another function called active function as a public modifier to update the stage to the active value. So I don't care what is the function. Okay? I wanted to check your stages. Your stages, when I call this function, you should turn the stage to become active stage. So next one is you have another one function called is active. You want to check what is the current stage. If the current stage is the active stage, then you can go and further do the process that you want. So that's why over here you can have a look. This side, this is how you use it. Now this is your data type, your own data type. You use it at num stage. You define your data type stage, got value, waiting, ready, and active. But now you saw your program is waiting, ready, and active one. But inside the internal program over there, actually they're keeping the value 0. 0 is waiting. Ready is 1. And active is 2. Okay? So later on we run and that you can see here. So because I make it, you can see that the stage. So you define, you're using this user define element data type stage, public state over here. This is the lowercase state. This one is the state variable. This state variable is only can have the value waiting, ready, and active. Cannot have other value. Okay? You define this state variable only can contain the state of this current, these 3 value, either one of these value. Okay? So that, as I said under the public, I wanted to make it as state.waiting. You can see that you initiate the stages, this state variable have the waiting status. Okay, got this waiting status over there. So that's under the active over there. So when somebody call the function or your internet call the function, you want to change the state from waiting, you wanted to change it to become active. So you want to have a state.active. So that you may have the function to check whether what is the current state. Okay? So you are going to return your state. So if the state.active is equivalent to state, you compare. So you go and return. So now we go and have a look at this from here. Look at the back end, you understand the back end of the program. So you copy your program and go back to your remix. Because my code is an old code, that's why I need to do some addition from here. So when you have the code, actually I don't edit it because you should know how to edit from old code to become a new code when you saw the error over there. So as you can see, I'm go. I already the constructor just now. My constructor got error for the public, so that's why I go and delete the public. Okay, so this is my constructor. So this is the two functions over there. So now I'm going to run it. I want you to have a look at the state. What are the data that have stored inside the state variable here? And because I make it as a public because I want you to view what is the value, even though internal in your smart contract you define like a string, okay, waiting, ready, active. You internal you define, okay, you internal go and mention it or state equal to waiting, okay. But remember, waiting is not the string data type. You define, you create your own data type, and you say that this data type is only can have these three values. So now I'm going to deploy it anyone. So today I'm not focusing on account. So that's why once I deploy, after you deploy, you should know that your stage already have the value. And you can see under I click the stick over here, your value is 0. And you can see your emblem data type is unsigned integer value. Unsigned integer value. Okay? And 8. Why is 0? Just now I mentioned to you, under the constructions over here, constructor over here, even though you mentioned state, this state, now having a current value of state dot waiting, so you need to have the waiting, but the value is 0. Program is showing you that state waiting, you understand. But internal inside a node, they store as 0. It's not an array. Remember, this is not an array. Just indicated the value represent the waiting is 0. So now if I go and change it, I call the function called active. So before call active, now I'm going to check whether I have this function called is active or not. I wanted to check, I compare the current state, whether the current state equal to state dot active or not. This is the condition. Okay, I want to check. So here compare equal to, so that's why we are returning a boolean value, either is true or false. So in here I'm going to call is active or not. So the answer are given me a false, because during that condition, my current status, my current stage is still waiting stage. It's not the active stage. So now I'm going to change the state to become active stage. So that's why you will able to see my stage will become 2. As you can see, I skip. The reason is I skip. I wanted to show you that active stage is a value number 2, not value 1. Ready is value 1. I don't apply for ready, okay? So just wanted to tell you that I have the stage now is 2 to represent an active. When I'm going to go and update the stage from waiting to become active, so already executed, actually already executed my condition, my stages for this state variable already updated to become active. So that's why when I'm checking whether it's active or not, the answer is true. The answer is true for that. So this is a part. Remember, whatever that you're writing over here can be deployed into your test maps already. Your can work one, okay? But how you combine it together. So now I'm going to have another one. So this is an exercise number 2, okay? Number 2 over here. I have given you the answer this side. This is a proposal. Okay, before the proposals, let me see, structure, chart proposal, chart root, proposal ID. Okay. So this exercise number 2 here, not using the annum, but it's more on structure array. This is a structure array, but we wanted to apply a certain conditions over there. So now, before exercise number 2, we're still looking at this annum data type. Now, looking at your whiteboard over here, this is an example that you may using your annum to define use in your program. Okay, even though over just example over there is talking about the stage of the phase over there, but you also can define your role in your assignment. So as I said, your durance over there, you understand that it's a role. Okay, durance assignment, that is a role over here, and you can have a look over this side. I'm using the annum, this particular data type, this special data type to define my user data type called role. So the role is either admin, farmer, distributor, retailer, and also a consumer. I'm not storing a string data, okay? So when you register, let's say admin register somebody to become certain address to become the farmer, you are not storing the farmer this string data. You storing a value like 1, because this is a 0 based on the order that you define inside the admin, inside the row here. I'm using the annum over here. So your admin will have the value of 0, farmer will have a value of 1, distributor have a value of 2, retailer have a value of 3, consumer have a value of 4. Okay? You are using that status of the role to define. So that's why you can see under here I got the user data structure. Okay? So I said that each of the user, you have the user address. So each of the user you wanted to give a name, okay? When you do a register. So each of the user you wanted to define the user role over here. Instead of you defining a string, so there is only can choose Okay, when you register, you only can register this few row over here. That's why the row here, this one is a data type from this part, from here. So this is a 1. I don't say that you must follow. This is an idea how you can using an element inside your assignment. So the next one is, as you remember, your assignments durance over there, the TTPA, okay, the tracking and tracing is the durance. That is one of the things that your consumer, the consumer are require. You doing recording? No? So the consumer over here, what you want here is the consumer can give a ratings about your durance. Okay, ratings about your durance. So in here you can have you can see that over here I'm defining my rating skill. What are the limited value? Because the thing is, NM is you have a limited value. You have a set of the limited value. You cannot more than that. Okay? Only this limited value can be filled in inside your variable, your state variable that. So that's why over here you can see that I'm defining a rating skill from here as an NM. So first status over here, when the value is 0 at the back end, when the back end value is 0, it means that the skill is undefined, that the durance is not yet defined whether what is the status yet. Okay? So that in the table over here, it means that cannot eat anymore. I said that the durance may be transferred from a distributor already. The status of the durance already spoiled, cannot eat anymore already. Okay, so you cannot do any rating. So distributor can go given the status of the durance. So that your durance can be a bad condition. Okay, the taste is very bad. So your durance can be give the value as average. The durance can be a good and the durance can be an excellent. So internally when you define, you give these kinds of value, limited value that you can have, but if you create a state variable, actually they are storing 0, 1 and 5, something like this. So then you can see that I have a structure. I got the rating structure data type. So my rating skill is applied to the taste. How the taste feel like, how the taste like. Okay, so the consumer can give a comment based on that taste. Okay, so I'm using the rating skill that I'm defining from here, and it only can store this 5, 6 value, either one of these 6 value. So that texture, the texture of the durance, okay, whether good and so on, also can be only been using for here. Okay, so creamy, for example, creamy also from the same rating skill applied here. Does not mean that okay, after this I want to rate whether this durance is A, B, C, D and so on. You can. You still need, you can give a comment also. That's why I got a string data type over here. So this is an example that you can be used for an random data type. Any question for that? Okay, now why I need to explain to you the exercise number 2 over there. Because of we wanted to apply the random because of we wanted to have the initial register would and done that kind of conditions inside our smart contract to apply this logic for that. So in this case, that's why over here I will have this particular exercise showing over this one. What is the purpose of this wooding here? So now, over here is that you have the ballot.sol. So ballot.sol is a smart contract creator is a chairman. So those who create this is that the person who created this ballot.sol for wooding one. So he created this program. When he deployed this program, that person, that account is a chairperson. So when the chairperson have the wood, the wood is the weight of 2. What does mean a wood of weight of 2? Let's say I'm the one who create this program. So when I do wooding, so I asking the whole class, I write this proposal, I write this wooding. So this month, birthday month, we go and celebrating our birthday month party, whether eat KFC. So my proposal is eat KFC is the first proposal. Second proposal is eat McDonald's, or third proposal is come to Miss Chow house and eat steamboat. Okay, so I'm the chairman. So because I'm the one who write this program. So when I say that, okay, when I go and wooding, okay, I want you to come to eat steamboat. I would for proposal number 3. So my wooding weight is 2 point, okay? But for you, you are the student. When you do wooding, your point is only 1 point. Get me now? Okay? So that is the defining. The chairman has the higher weight, get a weight of 2 for her wood. So other will get the wages of 1 for their 1 wood. So each of you only can wood 1 time, and your wood weight is only 1 point. Okay? Each wooder has to be registered first. So the condition business rule here is each of the wooder you wanted to wood must be registered by who? By the chairperson. So mean that if I'm the chairperson, I must be register you first before you can do wooding. Okay? Just like over here, before you can go and give your durian, okay? I as the admin, I must be registered who is the distributor, who is the farmer first. Okay? So before you wood. So the wooder can wood only once, okay? So only one time. Same thing to a chairman, because I also is a wooder. I only can wood 1 time and cannot wood more than once already. So then at the end you must be go and check which proposal is the winning proposal. So whether eat KFC, everybody majority wanted to eat KFC, McDonald's or steamboat at Miss Chow house. Okay? So allow the chairman to create the proposal detail. So I'm the one who create the proposal detail. In that I want to tell you, okay, eat KFC, eat McDonald's and eat steamboat. This is I'm the one who can create, not you. Okay? So this is a business rule, and this is the idea that we have our state variables and also our functions over there. So you can see over here, I still don't have the function modifiers. I don't have the function modifier over this side. So that's why over this side, I don't run the program. Later on, I will go to maybe I copy. I copy this answer. Because too small, I copy there, then you can see much more clearer. Okay? Because we need this, only then you can know how to apply the stages, combine it with the timing. Because a wooding that is involved timing also, and they also involve the stages. Okay? We need this code over there. So let's just look at this logic over there. Okay. So first of all, I define my structure called wooder. You, everyone is a wooder, included me child also wooder. Due to you and me, my wood width is different. My one is 2 point, your one is 1 point. So that is the reason why I'm going to have the width over there, okay, to keep track. Okay, how many point of your wood? 1 point or 2 point? So that's each of us, because each of us we have the whether we indicate whether you wooded or not. So this is a wooded woolen. It indicate whether we wood or not. So then I also will have the unsigned integer wood. Wood over here, the purpose that I need to have this wood here is I wanted to check this person, let's say me child, wooded steamboat. So steamboat is the value of 1 or value of 3. So I have a proposal like array. So if I'm using array, so my index value will be 2. So that is a wood. I'm going to keep track. This wooder, he wooded which proposal. So this is the intention that I want inside my structure. So that's now come to a proposal. So over here the proposal, just now I said, it's a chairman only can give the proposal. So I will have the proposal ID, let's say ID is 100, okay, ID is 100, the topic is eat McDonald's. So then wood count. So I want to have wood count over here. I want to count how many people wooded the proposal. Okay, for that wood count. So let's say ID 200 will be the eat KFC. So then how many people wooded that? Okay. So this one is wood. This person he wooded which proposal? This one is a total wood for each proposal. So that's why over here I will have the proposal count. I want to count the proposal. I have a wood count. I have 2 different count, and then I need to go and record down who is the chairperson. So I don't care about the rest of the address. I only care about the chairperson, because chairperson will have a special wood. So now you can see that now I'm using the mapping. So from here I'm using the mapping. You give me the address. You're using the address. I can map you back all the value regarding to the wooder. So mean that you can able to return this wooder information for us. So by using the wood over here, wooders over here, this is the state variable that I mentioned to you. So now, because over here I'm using the proposal. So why is that? Why your proposal here, this structure you don't use mapping? The reason is I know that my proposal is only got limited proposal. I don't have many. But for the wooder, you may have many wooders over there. Okay, so I wanted to make my proposals to be array. Just demo for you, not necessarily every time must be used mapping. Okay, so I'm using a proposal to define as an array over that side. After done this, you can see that when I do construct, when I deploy my contract, my constructor will come up and I will initiate the address. The address that used to deploy the contract will become a chairman. So immediately I'm going to record it down. Remember, this is not the array, this is a mapping. I said the wooder chairman address dot width. I assign the value of 2. You access it by using the dot over here because we wanted to go back here to store the width. The width address is 2. So why I did not store for wooded and wood over here? Because this is a initial deploy. So definitely you did not wood yet. You did not wood yet, and your wood is still remains 0. So there's no point for me to do initializations over here. I do initialization over here, it means that I do extra thing for that. But because by default the boolean's value already got the false value. The wood also given a 0 value. I'm not wooded yet. Okay, so logically I no need to go and initiate the default value. But because of this address, the chairman address got special rate. So that's why you must be initial value true to this address, only for this. So then you can see that I'm over here, I'm adding the proposal detail. Based on here, you can see that I did not go and checking. This is what I wanted to cover for you. Add proposal detail here. So you're adding the proposal, let's say proposal ID is 100, then proposal subject is eat McDonald. So you're going to use the array to push the data back to your array proposal car over there. Okay, you push it back, you store back to your proposal. You store back to your proposal. Then your proposal dot push. Why? Because here proposal is this proposal. This proposals got S1. So you temporarily define a local variable to store the written data. To store the data that you wanted to be stored, then you push the entire local variable that which is a proposal data type go in. And you're going to count how many proposals that you have. Okay? So if you can see, by right, this particular function is only can be called by chairperson. I not yet have the function modifier over here. So later on, we need to add in the function modifier. Only the address of the chairperson can execute this function. Okay? So the next one is over here. So register also. The function register, just now based on the business logic over here, only the chairperson address can be go and register a wooder. You passing the wooder address and register the person first before he can do wooding. So this is a register for the wooder, and you can see that I'm checking. I have the if statement here. If the msg.sender is not equal to chairperson, so that you should return already. So you can see the condition here is return. So it means that you can't do the bottom of these 3 lines here. So the condition is when the person calls this register function, the address is not a chairperson, return, go back. Okay, false. So and then I also check using the address, you need to avoid double register. So that's why I must be checked. I go back to use the state variable wooders. I passing this address and check whether she's already wooded or not. If they already wooded, so no point you do registration for this address anymore. Okay? So I wanted to go and check in for that. Okay? So this is if the condition here all is wrong, only then you will go and register the address of this wooder and set the weight to become 1, and the wooder to wood, the address, the wooded is false. Actually the by right also false So because from the default value so wooder count you go to increase, you want to count how many wooder over there. So now come to the woods. So when you come to do wooding here, as you know, your msg.sender over here, you wanted to send the entire record back to your wooder as a storage. Why you use storage? Because you're using this sender pointing back to your structure, called a wooder over there. So that's why you need to check for your sender.wood. If the sender already wooded is true, this sender.wood is true, and the proposal, you need to check your proposal is 1201 and 2. The value. Eating KFC, McDonald, and Steamboat, only 3 proposals. So you wanted to check the proposal that passing by the user whether it's within the length or not. So that is the value of proposal dot length over there. So to ensure that you are within the proposal value. So if the condition is more than, if the proposal that you're passing in is more than the proposal dot length, so in this case you need to go and return back. So if the value passing in is correct, only then you allow him to do routing. So when we go and do routing, you need to change the routed to become true. It means that this address already routed. So that's why you set it to become true. Then you go and set the sender.route. What is the proposal that he have been recorded? What is the proposal that he wanted to route? You recorded down. And then this is a proposal, then based on the index value that you're passing in to proposal, that the proposal is the index value that you're passing in, you go and increase your count. So that's why you go and add the sender.wave back to your proposal then. So at the end over here, you should have the winning proposal, and you can go and form up. You can see that you go and, because our proposal is a looping, we need to have a proposal dot length. We need to count which proposal is the highest higher route. So that's why here got for loop to do looping. So your looping here is counting your proposal count over here. This one. This proposal count. Route count over here. You are not count how many router. You count this one. You compare this route count. Which one is a higher route? So that is why you are comparing the higher route. So you compare your winning, you wanted to check which one is the route count is the highest one, and then that proposal become win. Okay? So the logic is that I don't go and run for this, but we're moving on for the next from here. Maybe I run for your guy. I think no need yet because over here you don't add in any modifier yet. So we're moving on this time unit predefined in Solidity. So in a blockchain application, all the participants and nodes have to be synchronized to one universal time. So this is what I mentioned to your guy. We cannot using our time zone. Malaysia now is morning, almost 9 o'clock. But in other countries, maybe at this moment they are at midnight. So we cannot using our country time zone to make as a record as a back end. So our back end time synchronizations, we need to using a unit epoch time. And the unit epoch time is started from the 1st of January 1970 in second. So they are counting in second. So that's why last time I think I have been demo for you. You can go for this www.epochconverter.com over here and do have a look at the real time. Okay, looking at here. So this will be the epoch converter time from here. And you can have a look how we are going to use our program here. So sample conversions of real dates time in a epoch unit epoch time. Now, before we move on, so when we at our back end, we always said that we are using time to do comparing. So use the timestamp, the block times when. Use the timestamp, the block time when the block is added to the blockchain. So we are using timestamp. So all the transactions confirmed by the block also have the block times as their confirmed times. So the variable called now. Okay, as you know, our JavaScript we also got now this particular variable. So but under our Solidity we also got a now. But now, because of the now already depreciated, we don't use the word now anymore. We need to use the block timestamp. So this variable is often used to evaluate the time related to the condition. Now variable not refer to the function execution was initial. It was refer to the time that is confirmed. what are these red colors over here? So when we are using the block timestamp, you can see that when I execute the transaction, we are using the Sequoia testnet, like what you did yesterday, not yesterday, last week I showed you the Sequoia testnet, we deploy it. So when we deploy our contract, there will be something like still process in pending. They take a few seconds, only then he can execute your block. Okay? So over here is when you click your transaction, they are not counting your when you click, you execute your transaction, your function transaction. There are time, the time is referring to your successful of your clock that has been confirmed. That is called block timestamp over there. So now, over here, you may need to have we need to go and add, okay? Assume one day that at the time to your ballot basic exercise, just now the exercise number 2. So that assume that you allow 1 day is allocated for the duration for voter to register. You give 1 day, okay? 1 day for the chairman to do registration. So in here, if you allow 60 minutes and we will allow 60 minutes as a duration to vote. And when the person who vote, you must have a starting time. The duration, I mean that the person execute this transaction is only can be a 60 minutes. Once your status is become a vote already, and you given a 60 minutes to vote. So if you're going to ask me, Miss Chow, why you just give 60 minutes, not logic? Okay? 60 minutes to do voting, if you compare to the usually, we may give longer duration. Because over here we wanted to testing our program. Our program can be executed, can see the effect of after 60 minutes immediately the status will be updated, my voting condition here will be updated. Instead of, if I'm going to put it as a 1 day, so there will be a long day and then I need to on my PC for 1 day and next day come here and see the status. Not possible for that. So that's why over here you can see, we don't use the now here. Remember this now is a stick variable that I have the block timestamp. The block timestamp, I'm going to check what is the current time. If the current time is greater than or equal to the creation time plus 1 day, so already over already, you are not able to change, you are not able to register anymore. The state equal to register already done. You are not able to do any register. As you can see, I have a plus 1 day like that. So this is a measurement. You don't need to count 1 day for how many minutes, how many seconds, no need. Okay? So same thing like, I want to check the voting time. Now what is the current time now? The now actually is a block timestamp. I got the block timestamp. So I want to check, is it the block timestamp current time is less than or equal to my vote start time? I have a starting time. If the starting time plus 60 minutes still within the 60 minutes, you still allowed to do voting. So I have this particular condition there. So that's why in this example here, we are combine the times plus an emulated data type here. I got initial register vote done 1 minute. I only give 1 minute. It's not logic to give 1 minute as I said, due to the reasons of I wanted to have use 1 minute or even less and less time to verify the executions of this contract, whether it's finished to the time or not. Okay, 1 second. So I give you a break. So you try, see whether you can able to add in the exercise that you have it just now or not from here. I give you this answer, you go and try to add in your condition, okay, to apply this 1 minute. So 5 minutes break and take your attendance. I know everyone look like sleepy over there. So come and copy the code and brainstorming and how to add your this particular timing. As I said, our program here, you are mainly wanted to know how to complete your assignment. I don't have many exercise for you, so you need to know how to using all these things. You apply the status over there. So you define the random data type. So you can go washroom and you can go and come back. Practice wood. Try to apply this condition. So define the random data type for these 4 stages. Then go and keep track where should refer to the starting time, where should refer to the jumping. You should go and update your stages when you have one after 1 minute. Okay, so have a look, see whether you can get the idea what I'm trying to explain to you or not. Okay, so as I said, under the exercise number 2 just now, I explaining the logic for you. So now I wanted to apply the random data type. From here, based on here, I also wanted to apply the time. So because each of the stage, I only give 1 minute to do execution. Okay, 1 minute to do execution from that. So that's why what I'm going to do in my program here. First of all, the router, I still remain the same. I don't do any change. My proposal, I also do not go to do any change. So now, same thing, I got proposal count, I got the root count and chairperson, all are same. But I added the final winning proposal. So as a state variable directly, finally who is the win one, okay? So instead of return data type over there, I go and record it down. Instead of comparing one by one, so later on so I will keep the final result over here. Final result will be over here. Final winning proposal, which one will be win? So now, as you can see that the mapping, I'm still using the mapping because the router can be many router. So that's why I'm not using the array. But the proposal here, I will still using the same. I'm using the array. So now this is called random, okay, random data type. So I defining the stage data type. So I got the init, regist, root, and done, which is the same as what we have here. Init, regist, okay, register. So root and done over here. So now I need to keep track the transition between the states based on the elapsed time. So the elapsed time is 1 minute over there. So now from here you can see that I will start beginning. I already start my stages parent. Okay, I define it as an init stage. This is my assumption. So starting already. Okay, so init stage over there as a stages data type. Okay, these are random stages data type. So I also got this start time. So as I said, our start time is an equal unit time. It's in a second. So no negative value. That's why I put it as an unsigned integer data type. So now when when you go and deploy this contract, so this one already mentioned your chairman got 2 words. So now I recorded the starting time. Okay, I recorded the start time equal to block timestamp. Use this method. You don't use this one anymore already. You don't use this method. Not now. No such things anymore. You can see over here, if I'm going to make it as a comment, he will go and telling you it will go and telling you your now has been depreciated already, cannot use now anymore already, so you need to use the block timestamp. So that is the reason why over here I'm not using the now anymore, I'm using the block timestamp. Okay, so this is a part. You are recorded my starting time for this contract when it starts. So now, because of the proposal, act proposal is act by the chairperson. So I don't control when the chairperson can execute for that. So, but I'm more on this one some logic problem, so this one should be act first before I starting to do counting. Okay, by right I think this start time should be after added the proposal. Okay, should be after added the proposal instead of the construction. So now let's have a look over here. I'm going to check my register. If my status my status is not equal to the state dot register, I will go and return. You can see that I got the condition to check in the status whether this register function can execute or not. If the status ballot is not equal to state dot register, I will go and return. So when I'm going to update my status, you can see that I will return, and I should miss it. You can see that I over here, once I deploy my contract, I already changed the status from initial to become a stage 4 register already. Okay, so I already have the stages is a register stages. So definitely over here I can do a register for the router, but after that, after register a router, I will need to have an if statement over here. I'm checking whether the current block, the current time, I cannot use the now anymore. That's why over here I say under this particular condition here, you cannot use the now anymore. This now should be changed to block timestamp already. So from here. So that's why over this side I'm using block dot timestamp. So I'm adding the current, just now the current start time plus 1 minute. Is it greater than 1 minute? Current time plus 1 minute? If already greater, the condition is the current time is more than starting time plus 1 minute. So in this case, I should change my stages to become a stage called root. The stages will become stage dot root over there. So then I will go and update, because over here I update your start time to reflect to your root duration. So that's why, because you are starting, you change your root duration, you change the stick to become root. So that's why my duration, I must be recorded down what time is the starting time for the rooting. So that's why I will start time here. I will go and assign the current time, the now current time, the block timestamp to the start time. So this is how I updated the stages from there. So now if you look at my root over here, so you cannot simply call the root if the time, if your stage is not equivalent to the stage called root. So you will go and return whatever this function cannot be executed because your stage is not equal to root. You can't execute. So then you also will update the block from here, from this time. So then at the end, you also, when you wanted to count the winning proposal, I also have the if statement. I count the stage, the ballot, whether the stage of ballot already updates to become the stage called done or not. If not done, actually you cannot count any routing. Okay, so you can see that I have adding the if statements over here to update the time. The time is updated over after you do the routing. You check the timing and update it to the second phase. Update your stage to the next phase over there. Okay, so this is reflect to the time stage. Done. After done, actually you don't need to have updated the time anymore already. Okay? Because if you can see the diagram here, after you're done, actually you're done here, no more time, you need to keep track. You need to keep track wood plus the 1 minute, then you change to the done. Register plus 1 minute, then you change the wood. Initial plus 1 minute, actually I should plus 1 minute only, I can go for the register. So I don't go and add that one. Okay? So by right over here, I should here, the register over here, the start time here, I should have a contract. Okay? Over here, by right, the proposal here, you add the proposal. I modify again now, I feel the logic here is not really correct. So I will use this one because I forgot this one. The initial one must be 1 minute only, then can come to the register. So that's why over here I need to have it over this side. So under add proposal here, I go and add. I said that I go and check my current block timestamp. If the start time plus 1 minute already, so I should change my ballot.show to become a register only at here. Okay, I should not do it over that. So then I update my start time. Start time to do my register. For register. Okay? So let me demo for you, let you have a look the logic and how to apply these things in this sample of program. Same things, your durations over there. Your duration does not have the duration, but your duration have the timestamp. You need to record the timestamp of this one already arrived there, this one already arrived, the duration already arrived to sender, or the duration already arrived to the retailer. You using a block timestamp. Okay, how you want to store it is based on your structure. Okay, from that. So now I'm going to deploy my program. So as you can see, I'm using the first address. First address is a chairperson. It's a chairperson, and remember my status is one minute. They really go and count from 1 minute. Based on my system over here, I go and deploy it from here. So that's why you were able to see that my contract over here and my chairperson address already have. The winning proposal currently is 0, no winning proposal. The proposal count also 0. I'm not added a proposal yet, so I cannot check my proposal. My staged ballot is 1. Why is 1? Because I already in my 1 here is because I already make my contractor over here. Because of register, I forgot. I should delete first. I have a mistake over here. My contractor here, I still got the register over here. So I should make this particular stage. I should initiate the stage over here. This one is the initial stage. Okay? Initial stage. Here should be no. Okay? From here. Hope you get the idea. Okay? So initial stage. So I define the initial stage. Stage got initial for my ballot dot stage ballot over here and a constructor over there. So now continue. So really need to count from 1 minute one. If I'm using 1 minute, I'm not using 20 seconds and so on. So that's why I come back to deploy it again. I'm using the first account. I go and deploy my contract. You will able to see that my contract here, chairperson is the first address. So the winning proposal is 0. The proposal count is 0. So I don't have any proposal yet. I cannot pass in any index number to go and search my proposal. So my stage count, my stage ballot is now 0 because it's initial. Based on this, I'm in the initial stage. Based on here, I in the initial stage. From here, that's why it's 0. My water count also 0. I not registered anyone yet. So the first thing is I should add my proposal. Okay? You imagine that you are the chairman, you must be add your proposal first. So that's why I'm going to add my proposal detail over here. Let's say I have a proposal ID called 100. So eating eat KFC. Okay? So transact. So proposal detail already add up. So then maybe second proposal is number 2, eat MACD. Okay? Transact. Already have it. So then the third proposal is 300, for example. That is the ID, not the index number. This is the ID. So steamboat. Okay? So already have. So that's why when I go and look for my proposal count, I got 3 proposals. Okay? When I wanted to search my proposal, I need to pass it in my index number. Let's index number 2 will be a steamboat. So the count is 0, the ID is 300. So this is how your proposal look like. So now, can I go and call? Because under your proposal here, you have a timestamp. Your stage register. Okay, under my register, stage register, I'm already changed to once already. It means that now I can register. I can start to do register for the people already. So now, let's say I'm going to copy. I must be registered. That's why I must be copy the person address. I'm copy, and then I pass back to here and go in and pass it in the register. I paste the address and register. This is the first register. I just register 2 person and address only. So I go and copy the second one and come back. Now what you can see, I'm going to use the wrong address to do registrations. You should know that we have an if statement, we can able to check who can register. Only the chairperson can go and register. So that's why when I press this register, you can see that they are seem like they are successful. But now we go and check it whether can successful register or not based on here. Based on the register over here, we have checking the address. So you can see the transaction is registered, but we look at the number of water over here. The number of water here is only 1. You only register 1. You are not registered successfully because you are checking the condition over here. It means that your transactions has been executed, and because your condition here is your embassy.center over meets already is not equal to chairman. That's why they will return. Return means that your transaction has been executed successful, but the value is you are returned. You are not able to register successful. The main thing is this is refer your register. Okay? So that's why now I go back to change to my address again. I change back my address again. So that's why I will come to do register over this side. Okay? Now you can see my number of water count is why my number of water count is not added in. Hold on, I copy, I paste back. Register. Why I cannot count? Okay? So sorry, just now my address is not updated. I did not copy the address correctly. But sorry, my word count is still a 1. Okay? Even though you can say, Michelle, I go and copy. You can say I'm going to copy the third address. I copy the third address and then I copy any other address and I go and edit my register. Why cannot register? I copy your address right there. Now my address is F7, E7F2. E7F2 is this address. E7F2, I come back to the chairperson. chairperson go and do register and press register. Look like register successfully, but you can see my voter count is only 1. The reason is my ballot.so already changed to 2. 2 what's it mean? 2 already come to voting already. My time already over, and my time is come to the voting 012. I only can do voting. I cannot do any more of the registration due to the timing passed already. Okay, about for that. Okay, so you go back home and you try, and how you go and apply it, because I need to cover more things for that. Next thing we move on from here, starting time, and then here is instead of 1 minute, actually you can change your register to become 10 there or 1 there over there. And now this is the statement that I mentioned to you. Under 0.7.0 onward, you cannot use now anymore already. Now it's no more to be used already. So that is a part of over there. So that's over this side. This is already mentioned to you are using the 0. Onward must be used block timestamp. The code over here is an old code, and you can able to see that this is a stage over there, and this is telling you that updated the stage based on the time 1 minute. Okay, it's not applying. This one is not applying to your ballot.so just now. Okay, so this is another exercise. So instead of 1 minute, so you're talking about 2 seconds. Actually, this one already updated. Okay, I already applied it inside your ballot.so already. We already cover for our just now our exercise. Okay, exercise number 3, modify your ballot.so to add your time and stages. We already cover for that. You need to go back home and try. The internal function we already cover. Okay, internal function, this is the internal. This one I said that already covered. This slide I should be taken out already. Okay. So now we come to the last part from here. This is the last part. We wanted to have the custom modifier. So validate the input value to the function, who and what can be executed for the function, and at what time the function need to be executed, and what are the preconditions to meet before getting access to the function. Good practice is avoid any unnecessary executions of the waste of the gas. This is a unnecessary action executions and the waste of the gas over there. So how to write a function? So we need to check our condition by using inquire, and the function can be revert by using the revert function there. So I move very fast. So now over this side you can see over here. Okay, I give you the sample here. Certain function is only can be called by owner. So that's why under my constructor over here, I keep track of owner address, owner msg.center, and then you can see here I got a modifier called modifier, function modifier, and I'm going to have only owner, the modifier name called only owner. I'm going to have the inquire. I'm checking for the inquire the msg.center, the address, whether it's equivalent to owner or not. So when I'm going to call here, and when coming to this function, as you can see, I add a person, I added in the first name and last name, and you can see the behind over this line, over this side, I have the public only owner. This is where you call. You cannot execute the below function if you are not the owner. Okay, so now I go and change for that ballot.so and let you see how it looks like. Now this is another function modifier for the time one. So now right here, come back from here, this side. As you know, this particular this add proposal detail only can be called. My dear, please listen how to write. So as you know, the add proposal detail only can be called by a chairperson based on our logic over here. based on our previous logic from here. Okay? Allow chairperson to create the proposal detail, only chairperson. So that's why I wanted to check only the address of the chairperson can go and call this function. So that's why over here I'm going to add the function call. Okay? So I call check chair. Hold on, chairperson. Okay. So I added this one called chairperson from here. What I'm going to do, I'm copy this, and then over here I added one modifier called modifier over here, modifier. So that the defining the modifier, function modifier, you need to meet this condition before you can execute this function. So that what you're going to pass it, you don't have any passing value. Okay. So from here, what you're going to do here is you're going to have require. Okay? You're using the require, you can see they put in the condition. So when you call this person, when you call this function add proposal detail, definitely you already have the address. You already have the address of this msg.sender. So that's why you're using msg.sender to go and check whether it's equal to your chairperson address or not. Because chairperson address you have been recorded down over here under your constructor. So that's why you check chair. Okay. Okay. You do this checking. So that after that you have this symbol underscore semicolon. This must have this underscore semicolon must have. I don't display any error and so on, no such thing. You will go to say that, Miss Chow, why we need to have it? Why we do not write in that? So you can see, I pick it as a chairperson here. As you know that this particular register is only can be called by chairperson only. So in this case, I'm checking over here also. I added the chairperson, this modifier over here, and now I can ignore this whole thing. I say no. I can make it over there. I can simplify my code by checking. I can reuse my condition, this modifier condition over here. Okay? So now, what is the difference between writing modifier and writing make the condition in? Let me show why we need to have a modifier here. We directly write in now, right here, if an if statement here. Now, if you write the if statement, just like over here just now, if you just now you remember, I have the if statement here. I have an if statement here. I'm using other account, it's not a chairperson account. I execute this function. The account, the EOA account is not the chairperson, but when it comes in, he will say that your transaction already successful execute. Your transaction already execute successful. But actually they are not successfully execute all this that have been written already. Previously they already written back already. Okay? But you are what you're going to pay? You pay the entire block. You pay your transaction fee from the here until here. The code line, the expenses is much more higher. Get me now? The fee that you need to pay is much more compared to you check the most important condition. Okay? And this modifier you only does not mean that you don't need to pay the modifier. I wanted to execute this function, I must be meet this condition. So that's why you go and pay the fee for these conditions only. If not, you pay for this only. Understand what I'm trying to say? Okay? So that's why I said, Michelle, in this case, can I have more than one modifier or not at the back? Can. Here got check person, then you can check status. Check the stage. Instead of writing your stage over here, you can make your stage over here. You make it as a modifier from that. Okay? So that's why this is how you go and write. So this is how we are going to explain to you. From here, we need to have a function modifier inquire and how we're going to write it over there. Okay, this is the most simplest way. Okay, to add in the modifier. Your assignment must be have the modifier one. Okay, your assignment must be have a modifier, especially the function. Which function can be called by distributor, which function can be called by farmer. You must have a modifier to check the farmer status. Now, this is another example. This example is talking about the starting time. So, as you can see over here, this program, I still got, you can see now, this function, instead of I'm putting in add check whether it's owner or not, but I will going to add in only while open. It means that what does this mean here is I have opening time when this function can be executed. So I have the time over here. And this number is this number is the current time. So I must be go to the info website over there. Okay. So attendant. So as you can see over here, as I mentioned to you, you need to estimate. Let's say your program need to be started on 1st of August or 3rd of August, maybe 1st of September. So that's why you must be checked. Okay, I want to have a 9. Okay, day is 1st of September. So the time is 9 o'clock. For example, 00, second also 00. So you giving your time over here, our human date, and you find the timestamp. So this is your timestamp. You need to record down this timestamp, the import timestamp, and you need to hard code this timestamp, indicated that when is your starting time. When is your starting time? So if your program is not yet 1st of September, this function cannot be executed because you are having this time. I want to check the current time. If the current time is greater than or equal to 1st of September, 9 a.m., so then you can execute this function. Get what I mean? Using time to control your function, when your function can be executed. Get idea? Okay? Because you always say that our program can auto run one. How your Solidity smart contract program can auto run. Okay? You have keep track your time. So you say that this particular, let's say the routing is only can give 2 days to do routing. So that's why you have a starting time for routing and also the ending time. So you can estimate your time. So after 2 days, what is the date should be stopped? So you need to code your time there. Okay? From using an import time of the back end. Okay? So make sure your function modifier over there. This is how you adding in your function modifier. Just now I already show you how I adding the chairperson inside the ballot.so. Okay? So I go and modify. You can follow the step or you can see the slide. Just now I do that. And then I have added my only chairperson. So remember, your modifier can passing in the input data your address. Just now for me, I make it as a state variable. You can see here, I can passing in the data, the address, and then using the address and do count, go and compare. Okay? So that's all for today. Okay, so you need to try on that only you understand. So next week we will go for the front end already. Next week we're going to link to our tracker with the front end design, how to do linking and the configuration for the front end. Not writing front end JavaScript, but it's more on linking what you need to refer to, set your change ID, set your contract address and so on. So let me go and check your attendance. I'm so sorry, I have no time for you to on the spot to hard code and do coding for that. Okay, I have no time to check whether you are doing or not, but the main thing is you need to understand how to use the